Welcome. Hi, I'm Bobby Brantley. I am the creator, the owner of Sacred Bloom Yoga. And please join us. Join us for our isolating slow flow. And join us for our other classes too. They're all beneficial. I'm gonna put my watch on today so I wouldn't have to stare at the computer screen. Okay, we're gonna start class warming up differently than we did yesterday. So today we're gonna work, like I said, the mid-torso and the mid-back. Yesterday we did shoulders, so this will just, work our way down towards our feet over time. So to warm up, like instead of just isolating the shoulders, we wanna try to get into the sides. We need a little bit more heat. So we're gonna do some S1Es. We're not gonna do high plank or low plank. We're just gonna bend in our knees, take a forward fold. We'll do a halfway lift, we'll fold again, and then we'll come back up into mountain. So we're gonna do probably like 3-4 of those, just to get that heat in the body and to warm up. So you're gonna start with your true north alignment. And it's about 2 fists in between, so to have your feet hip width distance. We want the knees over the ankles, hips over the knees. So that true north alignment, so about 2 fists in between. Toes at 12 o'clock. Now from there, the tailbone down. Yeah, those front hip bones lift up. You can give yourself an assist there. Take your fists, right? Send the tailbone down, hip bones up. It's a neutral prep, pelvis. That's what we call it. So not overextended, not dumping the belly, nor like a really flat back right here. There's a slight arch to maintain that natural spine. So play with it a little bit, kind of fill it out. Then when you find that space that feels most natural without over-exaggerating, that's where you stop. And now the arches gently lift in your feet. You pull your inner thighs up towards the ceiling and engage your quads, engage the legs. Now we'll move with breath. So inhale, length through your sides. Exhale, ribs squeeze into your center line. Nice work. Breath in, creates that length. And then exhale, squeeze into your center line. Stay with that, and then you're gonna add in, inhale, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, pull them together and down, ribs still squeezing in. And then arms reach out, ignite through your hands. Take your gaze forward, let your chin parallel to the floor. Empty out, ribs squeeze in. We'll now gaze up, reach up, fill up. Bend in your knees, forward fold, hands to feet. Halfway lift a flat back. Pit of the belly and forward fold. Press into your feet, bend in your knees, reach up, mountain. Forward fold, hands can come through heart center. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain, reaching high. Fold down, and moving with breath. Halfway lift, filling up. Forward fold, pit of the belly and lifting your hips high. Press into your feet, mountain. Forward fold. Halfway lift. From your tailbone towards your head, growing, fold down. And mountain. A little bit of heat there, a little bit of warmth, nice. Next, we're gonna get the side body stretch. When your hands are up, you're reaching up. You're gonna take your right wrist to your left hand, pressing through the left foot, that left outer edge of your foot, pressing down. You press and then you lift up through that side and you tip over. So here, if you need the strap, if you can't grab that hand, right, use your strap. So we create the space that we need, right? Yeah. And you press down, you lift up. These top ribs, like I started to blow them out, so they're really pressing forward, like, oh, exactly. So get that stack back, knees over ankles, hips over knees. And then you press the outer edge of the left foot down, and we tip to the right. Inhale back up to center. Opposite foot presses down. Right foot presses down as you reach to the left. Back up to center. So we'll move with breath. We're going to go from side to side. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, tipping to one side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tipping over. Back to center. And tip over. If those top ribs blew out, pull them back down as you reach over. Back up. Final one. Tipping, contracting. All right. Set it down. Nice work. Yeah, so what we're going to do next, we're going to work, well, let's just stay in standing, I think, for now. And so what we did yesterday, which were the shoulders. So yesterday we did shoulders. Today is the mid-torso, mid-back. Maybe we're going to add this back in because you probably feel it. The twist is also happening on the sides, which are connected to the shoulders. And you can have your arms really in whatever position feels the best. Maybe you want like helicopter arms. Yeah, our hands at heart center. You're still pressing through your feet as you take the twists. So if you go to the left, you're pressing through your right heel and vice versa. Twisting to the right, press through the left heel. Twisting to the left, we press through the right heel. All right, back to center. We're gonna do some hip rotations. We wanna try to keep the legs stationary. We're gonna try to keep the shoulders stationary and have the movement and the flow come from the hip bones. You might need a slight bend in the knee. You'll notice when you start to take the twist, I want you to view it as the tailbone doing the work. So like the tailbone drawing the circles. I have to bend my knee slightly to get the tailbone to move. You're gonna go clockwise, and then you'll go counterclockwise. Isolating the hips to the sides, right? Like the shoulders attached to the sides, sides attached to the hips. We have to warm up both areas a little bit. And then we'll spend time isolating the low back and the mid-torso. And just switch the rotations here and there. Next, we're gonna tuck and untuck the tailbone. So sending it to the floor and then lifting it up towards the ceiling. Tucking and untucking. So yeah, here, like the belly, it descends and then it pulls up. So you're getting that, now we're starting to get that stretch in the torso and in the low back. And pause. And shake out your legs if you need to, a couple shoulder rolls. Let's do those twists again. Left to right. Nice. Okay, now we're gonna make our way to child's pose. Feet come together, your knees go out wide. You go about like mat-less distance. If there's tension in the knees, you can adjust the pose by walking the knees in more. And you'll play with that, right? Whatever feels best in your knees. We're gonna reach forward. This time, like you're really gonna like come onto your fingertips and let the wrist press forward because we wanna get into the sides. And this is what will bring that length. And you breathe, right? You're gonna do your ujjayi breath here, both lungs filling up. Ribs squeeze in on your exhale. And you're gonna take your breath now into your back, your low lungs filling up. Getting the back to move, squeeze in on the exhale. Low lungs filling up, yeah, your low back expand from the center of your spine out. And now just soften. Let your hands come down, pause. Rock your hips left to right. Yeah, great work. All right, we'll do that again. Reach your arms forward, come onto your fingertips. Hips send back towards your heels as far as they'll go. Wrist press forward. And now you're gonna walk your left hand to the right. Getting that nice long side body stretch. And you can walk them over off your mat. However far you need to go to really feel that stretch. The left hip descends, it sits towards your left heel as you reach. And now we breathe in to your left side. Left lung filling up. Head of the belly in, sinking into the pose. And you'll notice that inhale does create length and it might lift the hips up. So on the exhale, on the contraction, we sit back into the pose. And you come back through center. We're gonna pause, let that left side settle. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna get that right side. So lift, come onto your fingertips, wrist press forward. And now walk that right hand, stay onto your fingertips, right hand towards your left, wrist pressing away from your elbow, pressing forward. And now you breathe in to your right side, right lung filling up. Bringing length in with breath. Head of the belly in, right hip sinks towards the right heel as you press your wrist forward. Right side, right, yeah, fill up, send the air out. And back in. All right, back to center, pause if you need to untuck, or if you need to tuck your toes. If the feet are cramping up, you make any adjustments that you need. You can even walk your knees in. The next pose we're gonna do is thread the needle. Right arm under, right hand, back of your hand onto the floor, the palm facing the ceiling. And then you walk that, you slide that hand over as far as it'll go. Let your right shoulder connect to the floor. And the hips go high. Left hand reaching forward, and then we breathe. You giant breath, deeper breaths. It can also be a cleansing breath to sigh out through your mouth. Cooling breath, just like almost like you're gonna whistle, but no sound comes out. Like that O shape. You're breathing into the right shoulder. Okay, sending the air high. Exhale, the arm kind of like it presses into the floor and you try to pull it back through to activate the muscle. And now soften. Hands back to center. Empty. Thread the needle opposite side. Now the back of your left hand onto the floor as you slide it under your torso for thread the needle, left ear down. Breathing into your left shoulder. Exhale, pressing your arm down and scrubbing it, trying to pull it back through. It doesn't move, you're just adding an action. And then release both hands back out, pause. All right, great work. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna use 2 blocks. And we're gonna come into restorative fish. So your one block, yeah, it's gonna go like on the medium height. So that long edge sitting down. And that's gonna be your thoracic spine. Is gonna be held up with that block. So the base of your scapulas. The second block, you're gonna put it behind you. It'll be like a pillow. Your head will rest on that. This edge right here will go for us ladies, like almost where the bra strap starts, but like the bottom blades of the scapulas. So you find it, right? You lean back, and you want it supported on your spine, not one side or the other. We don't want to put extra pressure. We don't want pressure points on that. Yeah. When you find it, you might have to try it out a couple times. And then that back block, you could even take it to its taller setting. It depends on, like if you feel a little uncomfortable, take it to the tallest setting. Let your head rest high. So now we're like the hip bones connected to the floor. And then the thoracic spine. So just we get this gentle stretch in the like front abdomen from the where you give the Heimlich maneuver. Yeah, those ribs there. And then we get that nice long length down to our hip hinge. Now letting your arms rest by your side. And we breathe here. Okay, and then to help, so since we're isolating this area, you're gonna breathe into your abdomen in this pose. You could sigh it out, softening. The inhale's filling up the low belly, right? Pushing it up towards the ceiling. And then empty out, release. Yeah, stay here. And stay with your breath. Letting gravity do the work. And we're combining stretches, or we're stretching the abdomen, but we're also getting a slight stretch in the low back here. That thoracic spine lifted, a slight arch in the low back. And the longer we stay in a pose, the longer we hold the stillness, the more that gravity does the work. So you might start to feel a little tingling sensations coming up, just like vibrations or even changes of temperature in the muscles as you stay here and hold. I know something else that like comes up for me when I hold a pose, depending on the pose, it can be my breath. My breath gets really shallow. I feel like I can't catch my breath. And when that happens, it's almost a panic attack in myself. And so I come out of the pose slightly. And I might just come out of the pose, gather my breath, and then I go back in. Right? And so, yeah, being aware of the signals your body sends and not making yourself stay in something that's bringing up like a panic attack or like being kind to yourself and then being like, okay, can I move back in? Can I stay? And we just play. And try it out. A couple of more breaths. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You're gonna roll onto one elbow, press up with the other hand as you come up. Yeah, and making your way up to seated. You'll set the blocks to the side. And now while we're in seated, we're gonna just take those gentle rotations from left to right. And back to center. And should have, it's gonna be the right leg. Pull your right leg in, right foot up. Your left leg extends out straight. Nice and long through your spine, right? Shoulders stack over the hips. Inhale. Head of the belly, and you're gonna twist towards that knee. So the sternum, and maybe to the center of the sternum to the knee. Inhale, creating length. We're just gonna slowly twist. Right? Inhale, length. Pit of the belly in, deepening the twist. Moving at your pace, right? Like we're all gonna twist at a different level. So not giving it meaning if you see a person beside you twisting deeper, just honoring where you're at. If you want to use your elbow as leverage, you can press it into your thigh. The left elbow as you deepen the twist. Inhale is the length. Exhale, pit of the belly in, pelvic floor engaged, just twisting. And then once you reach your deepest level of a twist, now we stay and we hold and we breathe. Okay, come back to center, slowly coming out of the twist. Being gentle. Let that right leg extend. Walk your hips left to right. If you need a little extra space, movement. Yeah, and then we'll catch that other side. So the left foot now sliding along your mat, left foot coming to the mat, knee up. All right, nice and long through your spine. Yeah, pit of the belly and twisting towards that left knee. Length. Exhale, squeezing into your midline and then deepening the twist. Head of the belly in. Length on your inhale. Exhale, twist. And then once you get to your deepest level of the twist, that's where you pause. And then we hold the pose. Okay, come back to center, slowly coming out of the twist. And then let that left foot extend out. Yeah, shake out your legs a little bit. Kind of compact, right? Like you do get that nice tightness in the hip hinge, compressing, and then we gotta let that blood flow come back in. All right, we're gonna do a seated forward fold, both legs out. If you want your strap to create that space to reach your feet, right? Wrap it around the mounds of your feet. You're gonna pull your toes towards you, heels press towards the floor in front of you, the floorboard, or the wall, whatever's in front of you. Heels press forward, toes pull back. And nice and tall. Yeah, through your spine, and then inhale. Pit of the belly, and you pull yourself forward. Inhale, length, nice flat back. Thoracic spine in, pit of the belly, and folding more. I think the hip bones are pressing down and out, heels pressing down and out. Pit of the belly in, deepening the fold. Okay, release. Come up to seated. We're gonna do reverse tabletop to stretch out this front torso and the hip hinge again. The fingertips, they point toward your heels. Palms of your hands onto your mat. Feet come up. Soles of your feet connect. Now we press into the hands and into the feet, lifting the hips high. Chin to your sternum, slide the chin back. And from there, let your head drop back. You also have an option of straightening your legs, heels then press, and hip bones lift up. Lower. Great work. You'll notice some of these stretches we're doing, and was also in yesterday's shoulder class. We're gonna come into supine twist next. You're gonna land to your back. Right knee stacking on top of your left hip, scoot to the right an inch, maybe two, and then you let your knees drop to the left, gaze to your right. And right, you'll notice, like, so there might be some extra tightness, and if your knee doesn't get down to the ground, use your block, place it underneath your right knee or your right calf. Let it rest on the block. Because this was one of those poses where we let gravity do the work. We're just gonna hold this pose. We're gonna breathe. We use our breath to create space into the right lung, right side body filling up. Yeah, side out, empty. And if you're not connecting with the breath, place your right hand on your right side. And as you breathe in, feel the air come in. So gentle press of the hand down, and then you sigh it out, release. Taking your right hand to your right low back, we're going to try to get our inhale down into that space, that right kidney area filling up. And emptying. For me, giving myself this tool of pressing my hand in, my mind connects then with that space more, and I can feel it, and I can then sense the air moving there. Because without that extra tool for myself, my breath is kind of lost and I don't really know where it's going. And that's the mind-body connection and mind-body practice. Now, the right low abdomen. Again, you can use your hand to press into the low abdomen just to feel the breath come in, to get your mind to connect with that space. We're going to take a nice cleansing breath, fill that deeply. Open mouth side out, holding the pose, staying in it. It's gravity now working for us. You're going to gently come out of the pose. You can even help lift your right knee up. Your left hand, reset the hips, get both of them down. Your pause, bended legs, bridge legs. Notice now the difference in the right side versus the left side. How like 5 minutes of a pose and 5 minutes of breath work can shift the body and find space. You can even tuck and untuck the tailbone here. I just naturally started to do that it helps the low back. There is that connection of a gentle warmth, a gentle stretch, tucking and untucking the tailbone. And then you'll pause. Yeah, supine twist opposite side. Left knee stacks on top of the right. Hips scoot to the left. And then you allow those knees to drop to the right. You might notice the side's tighter than the other, vice versa. So you'll play with your block setting to get you the most comfortable pose as you hold here. And because we hold it, we're holding it for 5 minutes using breath work. Just let our body get acquainted to the stretch in the first few moments before we add in that breath work. And then using your left hand as a tool, place it on your left lung, your left side body. And Ujjayi breath now is going to go into that space. Filling up your left lung, left side body stretching. And exhale, softening. Let the breath stretch your side. Like a hot air balloon lifting up. One more into the side. You take your hand to your low back. Gentle press, feel your low back where that left kidney area is. And then breathe your in, right? Let the air move into your hand. Now the left abdomen. Low belly filling up and softening air out. We'll take a cleansing breath. All areas fill up. Holding the air in. And then sigh it out, soften and release, even allowing that left shoulder to release towards the floor, the left arm. Taking your gaze over to the left, deepening your twist. wiggling your fingers, your toes. And you're gently helping that knee, the knees back up, coming to center, pause at center. Both hip bones down. And we call it bridge legs. Your knees bend. Ankles underneath the knees. And pause here just for a moment. And now we're going to tuck and untuck the tailbone. Creating that slight arch in the low back and then flattening the low back onto the floor. You fit the hand and when you arch your low back and then, yeah, as you flatten the tailbone up towards the ceiling, flatten the low back to the floor. Let's repeat that. Now I want you to hold, right, pressing your low back into the floor, the tailbone up towards the ceiling. You're going to press into your feet. You're going to press into the heels. And then the low lungs, your mid-torso pressing in, and you try to lift the hip bones, the tailbone up off the floor as you press through the heels and you press through your mid-back. And for me, right, like I feel this stretch in the quads. So, right, like that's how everything's connected. So if the quads are tight, then it can tighten the low back. Then it can affect the shoulders. So here's an opportunity, right? Like, what do you feel? What are you sensing? And that is why with this isolated slow flow, we will work from the head down or from the head up because it is all connected. Okay, soften, lower, just pause. And gently rock the knees left to right. Okay, you're gonna flip over onto your belly. We're gonna come into cobra. Hip bones press down. Tops of your feet down. So the thighs press into the floor, feet press into the floor. We want to activate the muscles first. Tailbone towards the heels. Then squeeze your glutes, squeeze into your center line. Okay, now soften. Yeah, nice. You're on your elbows. And then let even now the palms of your hands press into the floor. So your forearms press, thoracic spine in. Those front hip bones, they press into the floor. Elbows press and lift the shoulders high. Take your gaze in front of you. Okay, chin parallel to the floor. Keep the legs soft. If you want to shift the hips left to right, just to remind yourself to soften. We're going to let gravity now do work as we hold here. And now allow your sternum to rest down. Take your right or left ear down. Pause, hold. And we're gonna move now with breath. So cobra, forearms press down, shoulders lift, inhale. Exhale, lower your sternum back down, let your chin or nose connect to your mat. And then inhale, lifting your shoulders, your sternum back up, gaze forward in front of you, chin parallel to the floor. Exhale, lower down. Your chin or your nose, even the forehead connect to the floor. And then your inhale, you press back up, lift back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Stay down. You're going to take your left ear down and hold. You can sway your hips left to right. And now our final pose of class. I'm gonna give you options. You can take traditional Shavasana, just laying on your back with your legs straight out, arms resting by your side. I'm going to encourage child's pose. And so, yeah, we're here for 5 minutes. Now, like halfway through, if you're like, no, I wanna be on my back, you just move onto your back. You're gonna take a deep breath in. And then open mouth side out, softening down, releasing. Gently wiggle your fingers. Come into a tabletop, shoulders stacking over your wrists. All right, we're gonna do a couple of cat cows before we come to seated. Inhale, head up, tailbone up. And then exhale, cat, rounding shoulders, press high. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And you can linger in your cat, so your hips left to right. And now eventually coming to seated. And hands to heart center. Yeah. Great work today. Thumb knuckles up to your forehead. Together we say, namaste. Great work. Hopefully we get sound today. I unmuted you. Are you there? No. I don't know what it is about the end of class. That's happened to me multiple times now, so we'll just have to know that we acknowledge one another. I hope you like that. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, or whenever.